morning, a very good morning to all of you. Today we'll start with the chapter number 4, Albert Einstein at School. And this chapter is from the book Snapshot. And this chapter, Albert Einstein at School, is written by Patrick Pringle. Here, Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955, is regarded as the greatest physicist since Newton. And in the following extract from the young Einstein, the well-known biographer, Patrick Pringle described the circumstance which led to Albert Einstein an expulsion from a German school. So here in these lines, narrator or Mr. Patrick Pringle, who is a biographer, he's trying to describe about Albert Einstein's school days, that how he is in his school days. So here, this is the time of about 1879 to 1955, and this time is regarded as the greatest physicist since Newton. And in this whole story, Albert Einstein at school. So here Patrick Pringle describe a bitter experience of a great scientist, that how his school experience is quite bitter, and is it as his school in Germany. And this whole lesson exposes the hollowness of school thinking in Germany. And in the previous lines, or in the beginning lines of the chapter, Einstein finds school education was quite boring and dull, and it kills free thinking and new ideas of the children. So he did not like such an education. So let's read from here. In what year Einstein asked the history teacher, what did the Persians defeat the French at Waterloo? So here in the first line, the history teacher, he asked a question to Einstein, that please reply Einstein, that वाटरलू का जो वॉर थी, उस वाटरलू वॉर में जो पर्शियंस डिफीट द फ्रेंच, कौन से ईयर में पर्शियंस ने फ्रेंच को डिफीट किया था? Narrator Mr. Albert Einstein is giving reply, I don't know, sir. Albert Einstein ने अपने बिहेवियर के अकॉर्डिंग स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड आंसर दिया, that I don't know, sir. Why don't you know? You have been told it's often enough. Then teacher is giving reply that तुम क्यों नहीं जानते हो? Because we have been told you it often enough. हम तुम्हें काफ़ी बार बता चुके हैं. I must have forgotten. Then Einstein is giving reply that, sir, I have forgotten all these things. Did you ever try to learn it? Learn? Asked Mr. Braun. Then here the history teacher name is Mr. Braun, and he's again he asked a question to Albert, that you ever try to learn it? That क्या तुमने कभी इसे learn करने की कोशिश करी है? No, sir. Albert replied with his usual unthinking honesty. And here, because Albert Einstein is a very honest person, so that is why his thinking is very, or he is giving a very straightforward answer to his teacher, that no, sir, I have never tried to learn all these facts. Why not? Teacher again asked with Albert, that why not you have tried it to learn it? I can't see any point in learning date. Here Einstein is giving reply that, sir, according to me, there's no point in learning all these dates. मेरे अनुसार इन dates को learn करने में there's nothing factual in that. One can always look them up in a book, because we can look all these dates, or we can see all these dates in book. Once we open the book, we can see the date and we are sorted. That is why there is no need to learn all these facts. Mr. Brown was speechless for a few moments. After hearing all these things from Albert, Mr. Brown feel very speechless for few seconds. You amaze me, Einstein, he said at last. Don't you realize that one can always look most things up in the books? That applies to all the facts you learn at school. Here Einstein is giving reply that, or teacher is giving reply to Einstein that you amaze me. Teacher is saying that Einstein, you amaze me. He said at last, उसने लास्ट में कहा टीचर ने, don't you realize that one can always, क्या तुम्हें नहीं लगता, और don't you realize Einstein कि most probably things are in our books. So for all the things, there's no need to learn all the things. We have to look up in our books and we are sorted. That applies to all the facts you learn at school. ये जितने भी facts आप स्कूल में पढ़ रहे हैं ये सब उन पर भी अप्लाई करता है. Yes sir. So Albert is giving again in reply, yes sir, you are right. जितने भी facts स्कूल में पढ़ाए जाते हैं they are in books. We can whenever we are in need we can look up to those facts. Then I suppose you don't see any point in learning fact. Here Mr. Braun, or the history teacher, he is replying that according to me Einstein, or I suppose that तुम्हारे अनुसार इन facts को learn करने में there's no point in learning all those facts. So these facts are not so important. So here in these lines he felt it was more important to study the ideas than facts. Here Einstein, frankly sir, I don't, said Albert. Albert again giving a straightforward answer that frankly sir, I don't think so that learning these facts are more important because ideas are more important. Then you don't believe in education at all. Then teacher is again giving an answer to Albert that according to you Albert, education is also not important. Oh yes sir, I do. I don't think learning fact is education. So here Albert is giving reply, yes sir, I do. मैं ये सब सोचता हूँ that I do think that I don't think learning fact is education. केवल facts को learn करना ही education नहीं है. So here in these lines, at school, Einstein was not at all enthusiastic about the study of history. So he felt it was more important to study his ideas than fact. And his teacher at school in Munich were displeased with him because Albert was miserable most of the time, or we can say that he focuses on ideas than the facts. Next, in that case, said the history teacher with heavy sarcasm, perhaps you will be so kind as to tell the class the Einstein theory of education. Then teacher is giving reply, okay, if you are not believing in learning facts, then please you tell us that how. So history teacher ने एल्बर्ट को थोड़ा सा force करा, or some kind of taunt he is having. So here he is having with a heavy sarcasm, और उसने कुछ थोड़ा हम क्या बोलते हैं taunt करते हुए टीचर्स ने उससे पूछा. So you tell the students that how or what is the theory of education according to you. Albert flushed. Albert flushed mean वो Albert जो है यहाँ पे he is feeling very embarrassed. वो शर्म से लाल हो गया. I think it is not fact that matter but ideas, he said. I don't see the point in learning the dates of battles or even which of the arms killed more men. I do be more interested in learning why those soldiers were trying to kill each other. So here Albert is giving reply to his teacher that sir, according to me, जो facts हैं that are not more important. Facts are not more important. एंड मुझे लगता है कि तारीख याद करने में कोई भी समझदारी नहीं है. एंड इवन लर्निंग इन डेट्स ऑफ बैटल्स, हम बैटल्स की डेट को भी अगर ना याद रखें, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो नॉट मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट. इवन विच ऑफ आर्म्स किल्ड मोर मैन. एंड we should not focus on that how much people or how much men are killed in armies. कितने सेना में ज़्यादा आदमी या किस सेना ने ज़्यादा आदमी मारे हैं. आई डू बी मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन लर्निंग वाई दो सोल्जर्स वर ट्राइंग टू किल ईच अदर. मैं इस बात को जानने में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टेड हूँ दैट वाई ऑल दीज सोल्जर्स आर ट्राइंग टू किल each other. So my focus is on their idea, not about these facts and figures. That's enough. Mr. Braun's eyes were cold and cruel. We don't want a lecture from you, Einstein. You will stay in for an extra period today, although I don't imagine it will do you much good. It won't do the school any good either. You are a disgrace. I don't know why you continue to come here. Teacher asked Albert, and his eyes are looking very cruel and cold because teacher is very disappointed with Albert's behavior. That is why he's giving that kinds of expressions to Albert, and he's saying that we don't want a lecture from you. So Mr. Braun is saying that Albert Einstein, and we don't want a lecture from you, and you have to stay here for one more period. And teacher is also saying that कि I don't imagine it will do you much good, कि वो एक period से तुम्हें कुछ benefit भी होगा या नहीं होगा, but still I want to do the school any good. But इससे स्कूल को भी कोई फ़ायदा नहीं होने वाला. इवन स्कूल इज़ नॉट गेटिंग बेनिफिटेड बाय गिविंग एक्स्ट्रा पीरियड टू यू, एंड यू आर ऑल्सो नॉट गेटिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ बेनिफिट after taking the extra period, or after having or staying for the more or for the extra period. You are a disgrace. You are actually a you are not a good child, or you are not a good children for the school. You are disgracing, or you are not, actually he's saying that you are not means अपमान कर रहे हो आप स्कूल का, या you are insulting the school. I don't know why you continue to come. And your history teacher is saying, Mr. Braun, I don't know you why you are coming to school if you don't want to learn all these things. So in these lines, Albert's situation was very miserable most of the time. And in this extract from Albert Einstein biography, this records the unhappy period of his schooling in Munich. Eventually, after some time, what happens with him, that teacher is forcing Albert to stay for one more period so that he will understand something to learn about facts, and teacher is agree with him that school is not getting benefited with all these things, and even Albert is not getting any kind of benefit with all these things, because he is least interested in learning the fact, because he is interested in learning the ideas.